is officially coming down. You can see the construction going on, but coming up, what's going in its place?
His son shot and killed 4 of his classmates. Now James Crumbley is set to go to trial for his role in the school shooting.
Call ahead and let them know that you've been exposed to measles.
Doctors are sounding the alarm on measles and how to prevent its spread.
Working for you. Fox 2 News at 5 starts now.
The next phase of demolition on Detroit's biggest symbol of blight started today. The historic Packard plant stopped production nearly 70 years ago.
Detroit's mayor announcing today city officials hope to replace the shuttered facility and rebuild a brand new auto plant.
Fox 2's Lauren Edwards joins us live from the site with more on the details. And Lauren, this is really monumental on so many levels.
It is absolutely monumental, Roop. You know, the destruction and demolition began at 2 o'clock. It kept going all afternoon. It ended about 30 minutes ago. And when I spoke with the mayor, he says this is all about revitalization, that this place, the Packard plant, is going to look a lot different this time next year.
68 years, but it was worth the wait.
After sitting vacant and blighted since the 1950s, the Packard plant is officially coming down.
This has been personal for me. You know, my mom, every single month, asks me when I'm going to get the Packard plant down. She's been looking at it, my whole life at least. So it's a big day.
Demolition actually began in 2022. This year, it's just continuing. Mayor Duggan says the 200,000 square feet building will be knocked down to the bricks first, and then they'll demolish even more north of Grand Boulevard. His office is already listening to proposals for who wants to move in.
There is significant demand in this location, both for the Jeep plants and the GM Factory Zero. This is prime location.
City officials joined him to mark the continuation of the demolition, saying that this was years in the making.
I remember almost 9 years ago, may have been more than that, when we had a proposal for this site. We were excited. We were energized about what this could have been. And unfortunately, that did not work out, but we never gave up.
They say thanks to the American Rescue Plan, they were able to pay for most of the demolition, which cost $26 million, and they say it should be done within the next 5 to 6 months.
And you can see a lot of it has already been cleared out. This is an ideal site for manufacturing. I want to see people making auto parts again here.
And I know that's what so many people want to see with this Packard plant site. But again, it's going to look like this for the next few months, and within the next few years, it's going to look a lot different. One city official saying that she hopes there's going to be a community garden and a playground. Reporting live here in Detroit, Lauren Edwards, Fox 2 News.
Yeah, there's been so many incarnations of demolition. I know, like, it was close to 10 years ago, a Peruvian developer came in and said, hey, I want to wreck this and build something here. Didn't happen. It's finally happening, but this is really going to stop a lot of the issues that have been happening there. When you have an abandoned building, you have vandals, you have crime, and all kinds of things that people just don't want to see anywhere near their neighborhoods.
Roop, one of the things he emphasized so much was revitalization, that it's about not even just this project, but going around the city and seeing what they can transform from blight to beauty. They want to make sure every neighborhood has a future.
Well, that's so important. Lauren Edwards for us live tonight. Good stuff. Thank you.
Well, jury selection will begin tomorrow in the trial of James Crumbley, the father of the Oxford school shooter. Like his wife, Jennifer, who was convicted last month, he's charged with involuntary manslaughter. Joining us live now with more on this is Fox 2's Camille Amiri. And Camille, I know he tried to get the trial moved, but that didn't work out.
Right. He wanted to change a venue, and the judge actually said, no, this is not going to happen. It's going to stay in Oakland County. So here we are, jury selection beginning tomorrow. There are a lot of similarities to the case and the trial with Jennifer Crumbley, but there's also a lot of differences. There are different attorneys. There will be a different jury. Some of the same witnesses, also some different ones.
Jury selection set to begin Tuesday in the trial of James Crumbley. In November of 2021, his son shot and killed 4 of his classmates at Oxford High School. He also shot 6 other students and a teacher. However, they survived. The school shooter pled guilty and was sentenced to life in prison. James Crumbley, charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. We talked to 2 Metro Detroit attorneys, Lillian Diallo and Todd Perkins, about their thoughts on the case.
The problem James Crumbley is going to have is he bought that weapon.
A gift for his son, who was just 15 years old at the time. Last month, the school shooter's mother, Jennifer Crumbley, was found guilty on 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. While she has yet to be sentenced, she faces a maximum of 15 years behind bars.
I think this is a highly, highly emotionally charged case. We have a significant loss of very young life.
In James Crumbley's trial, a student who was shot and survived is expected to testify.
That's going to add an emotional element that was not necessarily present in Jennifer Crumbley's trial.
Jennifer took the stand in her trial. It is not known right now if James will do the same.
When I look at the James Crumbley overall, he's just more sympathetic.
You also have to recognize Mr. Crumbley has the benefit of what not to do at trial based upon what Mrs. Crumbley did.
One thing we cannot get away from are the 4 dead children, the 4 slaughtered innocents that had nothing to do with whatever was going on in the Crumbley house, but they paid the ultimate price, right, with their lives.
And I just believe that there's so many factors in this case that don't align themselves with what we're typically seeing, because this is an atypical case. And, you know, hopefully we'll never see another case like this.
And really, it is one of those things where you have these parents being charged the first time ever in history with a school shooting where the parents are actually charged. They did not pull the trigger. They did not tell him to go do it. They didn't know he was going to do it. So this has really attracted so much media attention, not only in our country, but across the world. Jennifer Crumbley's trial watched by so many people. I have no doubt that James Crumbley trial will also be heavily watched by a lot of people. A lot more to come on this one. Reporting live, Camille and Mary, Fox 2 News.
All right, feels like summer outside. Check this guy out, showing off his skills at a local park, playing basketball on a unicycle. It's that kind of a day outside, to head outside, enjoy some sunshine. If you have a unicycle, go
Give
outside.
Give it a whirl.
We've certainly been enjoying some warmer than usual weather the past few weeks. We aren't complaining, though.
Oh, no way. Rich Luderman is so excited about the weather. He's outside, gonna give us his forecast out there, and perhaps a dance.
We know it happens sometimes.
All right, you want to see the dance? I'll give you the dance.
Good that you asked for it. There it is. This is the dance that everyone wishes they could do.
How about that? There you go. There's the dance. That's the happy dance here in March. You know, we can only hope that opening day for the Tigers is a day like today, breezy and mild with sun and clouds. Let me show you the official high at Metro Airport. We did make it to 74 degrees. That is a new record for the day. The old record, 69 degrees. So we are going to see temperatures fall off the next few days. Let me show you the numbers right now. Some of us are still near 70 degrees. Now, they will fall off a little later this evening. For the rest of tonight, we'll get down to 52. And there is some rain in the forecast tomorrow with our next cold front. And then it's a much cooler pattern that starts Wednesday, lasts through the upcoming weekend, and I hate to say it, but we could even see some flurries down the road on Sunday. So we're going to come back inside, give you the full 7-day forecast, but Luderman is loving it out here big time. Taryn, Roop, back to you inside.
Does feel great out there. Thanks so much, Rich. We have a health alert tonight. New cases of measles confirmed in Metro Detroit.
Yeah, there are now a total of 3 cases, but doctors are worried it'll continue to spread since the measles are highly contagious. Fox 2's Ingrid Kelly with more on what health officials are recommending.
The message is clear.
Measles is the most infectious virus known to humankind.
That's why medical and public health officials are sounding the alarm after confirmation of several cases of measles in the state.
We've now had 3 separate introductions of measles within a very short period of time.
The first case in the state since 2019 was announced last month in Oakland County. Step into March, and Wayne and Washtenaw counties each announced cases of measles on Sunday. Officials say all 3 cases the result of international travel. But according to the CDC, at least 41 cases of measles have been reported in the U.S. across nearly 20 states so far this year. Many cases are in Florida.
Which is what makes me concerned about us coming up on spring break season. You know, a lot of families will be maybe traveling down to Florida, and so it's important that they're vaccinated.
With one single measles vaccine, the efficacy is about 93%. And with 2 measles vaccines, it's between 97 and 98%. Measles is extremely preventable.
A list of possible exposure sites from these recent cases can be found at fox2detroit.com. Because if you do catch measles, you can become extremely sick.
It's about 1 in 4 people that are sick with it will be hospitalized, and it can also cause encephalitis, pneumonia, and some other very serious complications.
So if you experience symptoms which include a high fever, a runny nose, or even a rash, don't just show up at an ER or even a doctor's office.
Call ahead and let them know that you've been exposed to measles, because if you don't let them know, you could risk exposing other people in waiting rooms.
In Detroit, Ingrid Kelly, Fox 2 News.